Breaking news for Social Security recipients. If you're collecting Social Security, SSI, or SSDI benefits, you need to stop what you're doing and listen to this right now. By the end of January 2026, some seniors could be missing out on up to $1,800 in critical benefits. And the worst part? Most people have no idea this is even happening. This isn't a scam. This isn't clickbait. This is a real issue affecting millions of Americans who depend on Social Security to pay their rent, buy groceries, and afford their medications. If you're over 62 on disability or receiving SSI, the next few minutes could literally save you from a financial disaster you didn't see coming. Stay with me. We're going to break down exactly what's happening, who's affected, and most importantly, what you need to do before January ends to protect every dollar you're entitled to. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is your safe space for honest, clear, and timely Social Security updates. We don't sugarcoat things, we don't leave you confused, and we definitely don't let you miss out on money that's rightfully yours. My mission is simple. I'm here to help seniors, retirees, people with disabilities, and SSI recipients navigate the complicated world of Social Security so you can protect your income and live with dignity and peace of mind. Every week, we cover payment schedules, COLA increases, policy changes, eligibility updates, and everything else that affects your benefits. Because let's be honest, the Social Security Administration doesn't always make this stuff easy to understand. And when you're living on a fixed income, you can't afford to miss important deadlines or overlook critical details. So if you haven't already, do yourself a favor and hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Because the information we share here could be the difference between getting the money you deserve and losing out on hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Now, let's get into today's urgent topic, because what's happening right now at the end of January could cost you big time if you're not prepared. What's actually happening right now? All right, let's cut through the noise and get to the facts. Right now, we're in the final days of January 2026, and for certain groups of Social Security beneficiaries, there's a perfect storm of issues that could result in missing out on up to $1,800 in benefits. Now, I know that number sounds scary, but don't panic, because once you understand what's going on, you'll know exactly what to do to protect yourself. Here's the situation. There are actually 3 separate but related issues happening right now that are putting people's benefits at risk. Let me break them down one by one. Issue number 1, the January payment schedule confusion. First, let's talk about the regular January payment schedule, because this is where a lot of confusion starts. If you receive Social Security retirement or disability benefits, you know that your payment date depends on your birth date. The Social Security Administration splits payments into 4 groups based on when you were born. If you were receiving benefits before May 1997, you typically get paid on the 3rd of every month. But if you started receiving benefits after that, your payment date depends on your birthday. Here's how it breaks down. If you were born between the 1st and the 10th of the month, you get paid on the 2nd Wednesday. If you were born between the 11th and the 20th, you get paid on the 3rd Wednesday. And if you were born between the 21st and the 31st, you get paid on the 4th Wednesday. Now, here's where January gets tricky. In January 2026, the 3rd of the month fell on a Friday. So that first group, the people who normally get paid on the 3rd, they got their money on January 3rd. No problem there. But for everyone else, the Wednesday schedule played out like this. The 2nd Wednesday was January 8th. The 3rd Wednesday was January 15th. And the 4th Wednesday is January 22nd. So if you're in that last group, born between the 21st and 31st, your January payment is coming on January 22nd. That's cutting it really close to the end of the month. And here's why that matters. A lot of seniors budget month to month. Your rent is due on the 1st. Your utilities might be due mid-month. Your prescriptions need to be refilled. And if you're used to getting your money earlier in the month, this late January payment can throw off your entire budget. But that's just issue number 1. It gets more complicated. Issue number 2, SSI recipients and the double payment situation. Now let's talk about SSI, which stands for Supplemental Security Income. SSI is different from regular Social Security. It's a needs-based program for people with very low income and limited resources. In 2026, the maximum federal SSI payment is $773 per month for an individual. SSI payments always come on the first of the month. Always. That's the rule. But here's the catch. If the first of the month falls on a weekend or a federal holiday, the Social Security Administration pays you early. They move the payment to the last business day before the first. So what happened in January? January 1st was a Wednesday, which is a regular business day. So SSI recipients got their January payment right on schedule, January 1st. But now let's look ahead to February. February 1st, 2026 falls on a Sunday. That's a weekend. So the Social Security Administration is going to pay February's SSI benefit early on the last business day of January, which is Friday, January 31st. Do you see what's happening here? SSI recipients are getting 2 payments in January, one on January 1st for January and one on January 31st for February. Now, you might be thinking, that sounds great. 2 payments in 1 month? Sign me up. But hold on, because this is actually where people get into trouble. If you get 2 SSI payments in January, that means you're getting 0 SSI payments in February. The calendar month of February will come and go with no SSI money hitting your account. And if you don't understand why this is happening, if you're not prepared for it, you could find yourself in February wondering where your money is. You could think there's been a mistake. You could panic. You could fall behind on bills because you were expecting a payment that's not coming. This is issue number 2. And it affects every single SSI recipient in America. We're talking about millions of people. Issue number 3, the administrative review and redetermination crisis. Now, here's issue number 3, and this is the big one that could actually cost you up to $1,800. Right now, the Social Security Administration is conducting what they call continuing disability reviews and SSI redeterminations. These are basically check-ins where they verify that you still qualify for benefits. For disability benefits, they want to make sure your medical condition hasn't improved to the point where you can work again. For SSI, they want to verify your income and resources haven't gone above the limits. Now, these reviews happen all the time. They're normal. But here's the problem. The Social Security Administration is massively backlogged. They're understaffed. They're overwhelmed. And they're sending out notices to people requiring them to submit paperwork, attend appointments, or provide updated medical records. And if you miss a deadline, if you don't respond to their notice, if you don't show up for a scheduled review, they can suspend or terminate your benefits. I'm going to say that again because it's critical. If you don't respond to a Social Security Administration notice, they can stop your payments. And here's where the $1,800 figure comes in. Let's say you're receiving the average Social Security retirement benefit, which in 2026 is about $1,976 per month. Or let's say you're getting SSDI with an average monthly benefit around $1,500, or you're on SSI getting $773 a month. If your benefits get suspended because you missed a deadline or didn't complete a review, you could lose your entire February payment. And depending on how long it takes to straighten things out, you could lose March too. That's $1,800 to $4,000 gone, depending on your benefit amount. And for people living paycheck to paycheck, that's devastating. Now, the January deadline part comes in because many of these review notices have response deadlines in late January. If you received a notice in December or early January asking you to provide information by January 31st and you ignore it or forget about it, your benefits could be at risk starting in February. Who's most at risk? Right now. So let's talk about who's most vulnerable to these issues. First, SSI recipients who don't understand the double payment situation. If you're on SSI and you're not budgeting carefully, you might spend both January payments without realizing you won't get anything in February. Then February comes and you're broke. Second, people receiving disability benefits who have a continuing disability review deadline coming up. If you've received any mail from Social Security asking you to complete forms or attend an appointment, you're in this group. Third, seniors who recently turned 65 and might be going through a redetermination for SSI or Medicare purposes. Turning 65 triggers certain administrative reviews, and if you don't handle them properly, your benefits could be interrupted. Fourth, anyone who moved recently and didn't update their address with Social Security. If they sent you an important notice and it went to your old address, you might have no idea there's a deadline you're missing. And fifth, people with representative payees who aren't paying attention. If someone else manages your Social Security benefits for you, they need to be on top of any mail or notices from the Social Security Administration. Real-world examples that show why this matters. Let me give you some real scenarios to show you how serious this is. Meet Dorothy. She's 73 years old, lives in Ohio, and receives SSI. Her monthly benefit is $773. That's her only income. Dorothy got her January SSI payment on January 1st. Then, on January 31st, she gets another $773 for February. Dorothy's excited. She thinks maybe there was a bonus or a back payment. She doesn't realize this is her February money coming early, so what does she do? She spends it. She pays her February rent early. She stocks up on groceries. She buys her grandson a birthday present. She feels flush with cash for the first time in months. Then February arrives. Dorothy's bank account is empty. She's waiting for her February 1st payment, but it doesn't come because she already got it on January 31st. Now Dorothy can't pay her utilities. She can't afford her heart medication. She's confused and scared. She calls Social Security but can't get through. She's in crisis, all because nobody explained the payment schedule to her. That's scenario 1. Now meet James. He's 56 and receives SSDI because of a back injury. His monthly benefit is $1,600. In December, James received a letter from Social Security saying he needs to complete a continuing disability review. They want updated medical records from his doctor by January 31st. James puts the letter on his kitchen table, meaning to deal with it later. But life gets in the way. His car breaks down. His daughter gets sick. He forgets about the letter. January 31st comes and goes. James doesn't send the medical records. In mid-February, James checks his bank account. His SSDI payment didn't arrive. He calls Social Security and sits on hold for 2 hours. Finally, someone tells him his benefits were suspended because he didn't complete his review. Now James has to scramble to get his medical records, submit them, and wait for Social Security to process everything and reinstate his benefits. That could take weeks or even months. Meanwhile, he has no income. He just lost $1,600, maybe more, because he missed one deadline. That's scenario 2. One more example. Meet Patricia. She's 68, recently widowed, and receives Social Security survivor benefits plus SSI. Her total monthly income is about $1,300. Patricia moved in with her daughter in December after her husband passed away. She was overwhelmed with grief and forgot to update her address with Social Security. In early January, Social Security sent a letter to Patricia's old address asking her to verify her living situation and household income for her SSI eligibility. The deadline was January 28th. Patricia never got the letter. It's sitting in a pile of mail at her old apartment. On February 1st, her SSI portion gets suspended. She's lost $773 and has no idea why. These are real situations happening to real people right now. And the tragedy is they're all preventable if you know what to look for and what to do. Why this is happening and what's behind it. You might be wondering, why is all this happening now? Why is the Social Security Administration doing all these reviews, and why is the timing so tight? A few reasons. First, Social Security is under pressure from Congress to reduce improper payments. There have been reports of people receiving benefits they no longer qualify for, so the agency is cracking down with more frequent reviews. Second, there's a backlog from the pandemic. During COVID, Social Security suspended a lot of routine reviews. Now they're playing catch-up, which means a flood of review notices all at once. Third, the agency is understaffed and underfunded. They don't have enough people to process things efficiently, which leads to confusion, delays, and missed communications. And fourth, the payment calendar just works out this way sometimes. The fact that February first falls on a weekend creates the double payment situation for SSI. That's just how the schedule works. But none of these reasons change the fact that you need to be prepared and proactive, what you absolutely must do before January ends. All right, now let's get to the action steps. Here's exactly what you need to do in the next few days to protect your benefits. Step 1, check your mail every single day. Don't ignore anything from the Social Security Administration. If you see an envelope with their return address, open it immediately and read it carefully. Look for keywords like continuing disability review, redetermination, deadline, respond by, or action required. These are red flags that you need to do something. Step 2. If you've received any notice asking you to submit paperwork, complete forms, or attend an appointment, do it right now. Don't wait until the last minute. Don't assume you can deal with it later. If you're confused about what they're asking for, call Social Security at 1-800-772-1213. Yes, the wait times are long, but it's worth it to protect your benefits. Or better yet, visit your local Social Security office in person. Bring the notice with you and ask someone to explain exactly what you need to do. Step 3. If you moved recently, update your address immediately. You can do this online at ssa.gov by calling or by visiting an office. Make sure Social Security has your current mailing address so you don't miss important notices. Step 4. If you're an SSI recipient, understand the February payment situation. You're getting 2 payments in January. You're getting 0 in February. Budget accordingly. Don't spend both January payments as if they're bonus money. That second payment on January 31st is your February money. Treat it as such. Set aside money for your February bills right now. Put it in a separate account if you can. Don't touch it until February. Step 5. If you have a representative payee managing your benefits, make sure they're aware of all of this. Show them this video. Make sure they're checking the mail and handling any required paperwork. Step 6. If your benefits do get suspended or you miss a payment, don't panic. Contact Social Security immediately. Ask them why it happened and what you need to do to fix it. You may be entitled to retroactive payments once the issue is resolved, but you have to advocate for yourself. Step 7. Create a Social Security online account if you don't have one already. Go to ssa.gov and sign up for a My Social Security account. This lets you check your payment history, verify your information, and get notices electronically. Having an online account gives you a backup way to access important information even if mail gets lost. Now, I want to take a moment to give you some calm, practical advice. I know this all sounds scary. I know the idea of losing $1,800 or more is terrifying when you're living on a fixed income. But here's the truth. You are not powerless. You can protect yourself. The Social Security Administration is not trying to trick you or steal your benefits, but they are a massive bureaucracy with limited resources, and sometimes things fall through the cracks. Your job is to stay informed, stay organized, and stay proactive. Don't ignore your mail, don't miss deadlines, don't assume everything will work out on its own. If you're feeling overwhelmed, ask for help. Reach out to a family member, a trusted friend, or a local senior center. Many communities have volunteer programs that help seniors navigate Social Security issues. You can also contact your local area agency on aging or a nonprofit like the National Council on Aging for free assistance. And please, please, please don't fall for scams. There are people out there who prey on seniors' fears about Social Security. They'll call you pretending to be from Social Security, saying your benefits are suspended and you need to pay money to fix it. That's a scam. Social Security will never call you demanding immediate payment. They will never threaten you, and they will never ask for payment in gift cards or wire transfers. If you get a suspicious call, hang up and call Social Security directly at their official number. Stay calm, stay smart, and take action today, not tomorrow. If this video helped you understand what's happening and what you need to do, please hit that like button right now. And if you haven't subscribed yet, this is your wake-up call. This channel exists to protect your Social Security income. We cover every payment update, every policy change, every deadline, and every detail that affects your benefits. We don't post clickbait. We don't waste your time. We give you accurate, actionable information that you can use to safeguard your financial security. By subscribing and turning on notifications, you're making sure you never miss critical updates like this one. Think about it. If you had missed this video, you might not have known about the February SSI situation. You might have missed a review deadline. You could have lost money you can't afford to lose. But now you're informed. Now you're prepared. And that's the power of staying connected to this channel. So do yourself a favor, hit subscribe, turn on the bell, and join thousands of other seniors, retirees, and beneficiaries who trust us to keep them informed and protected. Also, drop a comment below and let me know if this video was helpful. Tell me if you've received any review notices or if you have questions about the February payment schedule. I read every comment and I'll do my best to help. And if you know someone who receives Social Security, SSI, or SSDI, share this video with them. Text it to your parents, your grandparents, your neighbors. This information could save them from a financial disaster. All right, let's wrap this up with the key takeaways. Number 1, SSI recipients are getting 2 payments in January, one on the 1st and one on the 31st. That means no payment in February. Budget carefully. Number 2, if you've received any notices from Social Security about continuing disability reviews or redeterminations, respond before the deadline. Don't risk losing your benefits. Number 3, check your mail every day. Update your address if you've moved. Stay on top of any communication from the Social Security Administration. Number 4, if you're confused or need help, don't wait. Call Social Security, visit an office, or reach out to a local organization that assists seniors. The bottom line is this: you could be at risk of losing up to $1,800 or more if you're not careful. But now that you know what's happening, you can take action to protect yourself. You've got this. Stay informed, stay proactive, and stay financially secure. I'll see you in the next video with more Social Security updates you need to know. Until then, take care of yourself and take care of your benefits.